Question number 10 says we should simplify root 20 plus root 5. In approaching that, try to split out this. You know that 20 is 4 times 5, and 4 is a perfect square. So we are going to have, in place of root 20, root 4 times 5, then plus root 5. Square root of 4 is 2, so root 4 times 5 becomes 2 root 5 plus root 5. 2 root 5 plus root 5 is just like 2 root 5 plus 1 root 5. It is also like when you say 2x plus 1x. What will it give you? It will give you 3x. So the meaning of what you have here now is 3 root 5. Simplify 4 root 3 minus root 12. We are going to have from this 4 root 3 minus, you know that 12 is 4 times 3, and 4 is a perfect square. So instead of root 12, we are going to have minus root 4 times 3. The square root of 4 is 2. So if you go down to, already we have 4 root 3 here, minus 2 root 3. Remember, the square root of 4 is 2. That was why we brought out 2 from root 4 and retained our root 3. If you have 4 root 3 minus 2 root 3, it's just like 4x minus 2x. What will it give you? To give you 2x. That means what you have here now is 2 root 3. Question 12 says simplify root 11 plus root 44 minus root 99. 44 is 11 times 4, and 4 is a perfect square. 99 is 11 times 9. I know that 9 is a perfect square. So we are going to have, this is going to give us now root 11 plus, instead of root 44, we have root 4 times 11, because 4 is a perfect square. So we can bring this out of the roots and replace it with 2, because the square root of 4 is 2. Then minus, instead of root 99, 9 times 11. So we're going to have root 9 times 11. So bring out this and this. So we're going to have root 11 plus 2 root 11. The square root of 4 is 2. Minus 3 root 11. The square root of 9 is 3. This is like 1 root 11 plus 2 root 11 minus 3 root 11. Just like x plus 2x minus 3x. What is it going to give you? It's going to give you 0. 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 3 is 0. Question number 13 says simplify 3 root 27 minus root 48 minus 2 root 75 plus root 108. The thing that should be in your mind is, what am I going to do so that I'll be able to subtract and add the roots? But that is the only way you can make this thing simpler. As the question says, you should simplify them. You know that 27 is 9 times 3, and 9 is a perfect square. Now think of how you multiply 3 to something that is a perfect square to get 48. simply divide 48 by 3. I think it will give you 16. Let's try. Now also do the same thing here. 75 is 25 times 3. And 25 is the perfect square. 108 is 36 times 3. We have dealt with 108 in our previous questions. And I could recall that we multiplied 3 and 36 to get 108. And 36 also is a perfect square. So we are going to adopt all those multiples of perfect squares and 3 and use them to replace these numbers. We'll be getting the expression simpler. So first of all, we're going to have here 3 root 9 times 3 for 27 minus root 16 times 3 for 48 minus 2 into 25 times 3 for 75, then plus root 36 times 3 for 108. 3 times 3 is 9, root 3. Square root of 9 is 3 times 3, give us 9, minus 4 root 3, minus 2 times 5, the square root of 25 is 5, give us 10 root 3, then plus square root of 36 is 6 root 3. Now you have 9 minus 4, 5. 5 minus 10 is minus 5. Minus 5 plus 6 will give you 1. That means all these things, their value is root 3. Or you can say 1 root 3. 27. This is far much a simpler one. You are going to have it to be root 3. Split to 27 to its factors, where 3 will be inclusive, or at least a number that is the perfect square should be inclusive. We all know that 27 is 9 times 3. And that will bring us down to root 3 times. The square root of 9 is 3. Then root 3. What this means is root 3 times 3 times root 3. And root 3 times root 3 will give you 3. So you have 3 times 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. Question 15 says simplify root 5 times root 6 times root 10 times root 12. Since there is nothing that is dividing it, you only try to split the roots you have here so that you can have two numbers of the same roots you can join together and remove their roots. For instance, you have the 5 here, and you know that 10 is 2 times 5. When you have root 2 and root 5, you can join 5 and 5 to give you 5. Sorry, you can join root 5 and root 5 to give you 5. This is 2 times 3. Already you have 1 root 2 here. So that's root 2 here. 2 of them we join together to get 1. As in root 2 we join with root 2 to give you 2. Likewise here, since we have 3 here, root 3 here, you can split this to root 4 and root 3 so that you can have 3 and 3 to join together to give you a whole number 3. What I mean is this. There is no how you split root 5, so leave it like that. Times root 6 would be root 3 times 2 times root 10 would be root 5 times root 2 because of 5 and 2 times, then root 12 will be root 4, which you know is 2. Square root of 4 is 2 times root 3. And already you have root 3 here, so this and this can cancel. So let's bring them out clearer. So we have root 5 times root 3 times root 2 times root 5 times root 2 times root 4 times root 3. So you can join this and this to give you 5. Root 5 times root 5 will give you 5. So you can cancel this and write 5 times root 3 and root 3. Multiplying themselves, they will give you 3. Now root 2 and root 2 multiplying themselves will give you 2. So remain only 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. So you have 2. So what I'm going to do now, you're going to multiply out these numbers. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. 30 times 2 gives you 60. That means the answer to that question is simply 60. You could also be given something like this, as question 16 says, simplify root 3 in brackets cube. It's a very simple thing. What it means is root 3 times root 3 times root 3. Just like when you have 2 cube or you have a cube, it means 2 times 2 times 2, or a times a times a. So if you have root 3 times root 3 times root 3, I find out that root 3 times root 3 will give you 3. It will now be left with root 3. So it's just 2 lines. The final simple form it can come is 3 root 3. Question number 17 says simplify 2 root 2 exponent 3. In this case, you're going to have, what it means is 3 root 2 times 3 root 2 times 3 root 2. So you can now bring out the figures one after the other. 3 times root 2 times 3 times root 2 times 3, then times root 2. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So you have 27 times 2. Root 2 times root 2 will give you 2. Then you are now left with only root 2. So 27 times 2. 2 times 7 will give you 14. Raise 1. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. You have 5. Root 2 becomes the simplest form of 3 root 2 exponent 3. 18 says simplify 3 all over root 5 plus root 2. This is somehow a more technical type. I want you to pay attention. What this will give you is going to be equal to 3 all over root 5 plus root 2 times root 5 instead of plus root 2 minus root 2 all over the same thing, root 5 minus root 2. Because of there are two things adding themselves together in the denominator. If you want to rationalize, you multiply by root 5 minus the second root, up and down, just the way we have done. Now what you have exposed now is 3 into root 5 minus root 2. That is what it means. Multiplying together the numerators. Then the denominators becomes root 5 plus root 2 into root 5 minus root 2. That's what this means. I see that this is like in the form of a quadratic equation. Now, you are going to remove brackets now. Watch. 3 times root 5 will give you 3 root 5. 3 times minus root 2 will give you minus 3 root 2. That is all about the numerator. Divided by, first multiply for as if you are dealing with a quadratic equation. Expanding the bracket. Root 5 times root 5 will give you 5. I hope you know that. Write 5. You have multiplied the first and the first. So now multiply the first and the last. Root 5 times minus root 2 will give you minus root 10. So now multiply the last and the first. Root 2 times root 5 will give you plus root 10. Now the last and the last, plus root 2 times minus root 2 will give you minus 2. So this is going to be 3 root 5 minus 3 root 2 all over this. We cancel this. Root 10 minus root 10 plus root 10, they will cancel themselves. We now have 5 minus 2, which will give you 3. Now you have 3 in this part and also 3 here and 3 down. You can cancel this, cancel this, cancel this. Some students used to make the mistake. When they cancel the one down, they will cancel only one up. You are only going to be correct when you cancel the coefficient of root 5 and also cancel the coefficient of root 2 with the 3 you have down. Okay. Finally, we are going to have root 5 minus root 2 as the simplest form of 3 divided by root 5 plus root 2. It says we should simplify 2 root 6 divided by 2 root 3 minus 1. Pay attention, this is another technical question. This is going to give us 2 root 6, the numerator, all over 2 root 3 minus 1 times 2 root 3 plus 1 all over 2 root 3 plus 1. Multiply the numerator together and the denominators together. You're going to have something like this. 2 root 6. This one. Okay, let's multiply straight because of our space. Sorry. So 2 times 2 will give you 4. Root 6 times root 3 will give you root 6 times 3, which is 18. Now plus 2 root 6 times 1 will give you 2 root 6. Now all over. What you have here is now 2 root 3 minus 1 into 2 root 3 plus 1. I hope you understand. This is multiplying this. Now we have to continue here. Up there we have, okay, let's still leave it for 4 root 18 plus 2 root 6 all over 2 root 3 times 2 root 3 will give us 4 times 3. Now 2 root 3 times plus 1 will give us plus 2 root 3. Now the last and the first, minus 1 times 2 root 3 is going to give you minus 2 root 3. Then minus 1 times plus 1 will give you minus 1. Let's see how 4 root 18 up plus 2 root 6. I'm coming to that. Let's deal with the denominator first. 4 times 3 is 12. So we're going to have 12 now, plus 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3. They will cancel themselves. So we have 12, let me write that at the middle. 4 times 3, which is 12. Now minus 1. I have now is this. Let's split this into a perfect square and another factor. 18 is 9 times 2, and 9 is a perfect square. The square root of 9 is 3. So plus 2 root 6. Then all over 11 now. 12 minus 1 is 11. This is going to give us 4 times 3. The square root of 9 is 3. Then times root 2. Plus 2 root 6 all over 11. This is going to give us 4 times 3 is 12 times root 2 will give you 12 root 2 plus 2 root 6 all over 11. I think this is the simplest form we can write that expression. 2 root 6 over 2 root 3 minus 1. Question number 20 is another technical question I would like you to pay acute attention. They said we should simplify root 6 plus 2 root 2 divided by root 6 minus 2 root 2. Just like the former one we did, we are going to have it to be root 6 plus 2 root 2 all over root 6 minus 2 root 2 times root 6 instead of minus plus 2 root 2 divided by root 6 plus the same thing you have of 2 root 2. So in this case, in the numerator, you're going to have root 6 plus 2 root 2 in brackets into root 6 plus 2 root 2 all over root 6 minus 2 root 2 minus 2 root 2 bracket, another bracket opens, root 6 plus 2 root 2, root 6 plus 2 root 2. Now we are going to multiply out the bracket. Root 6 times root 6 will give you 6. Root 6 times 2 root 2 will give you 2 root 12. 2 outside here, remember it's going to be plus because it is root 6 times plus 2 root 2. First of all, you have plus. There is 1 here, 1 invisible here that made this thing 1 root 6. So that's 1 times 2 will give you 2. Then root 6 times root 2 will give you root 12. That's 2 times 6 times 2. So we're going to have 2 root 12. Just want us to manage our space. So I multiply the first and the first to get this. First and last to get this. Now multiply last and first. The invisible one that is here times plus 2 will give you plus 2. Now root 2 times root 6 is going to give you root 12. Now multiply the last and the last. Plus 2 times plus 2 will give you plus 4. Then root 2 times root 2 will give you 2. All over root 6 times root 6, the first times the first will give you 6. Root 6 times 2 root 2. Remember, the invisible one in front of root 6 that made it 1 root 6 times plus 2 will give you plus 2. Then root 6 times root 2 will give you root 12. Okay, we'll multiply the first and the first to get this. First and last to get this. Now the last and the first. Minus 2 times the invisible one that is here will give you minus 2. Then root 2 times root 6 will give you root 12. We'll multiply the last and the first, then the last and the last. Minus 2 times plus 2 give you minus 4. Then root 2 times root 2 will give you 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 6 will give you 14. So we're going to have 14 plus 2 root 12 plus 2 root 12 will give you 4 root 12 plus 4 root 12. All over minus 4 times 2 will give you minus 8 plus 6 will give you minus 2. So we have minus 2. Then 2 root 12 minus 2 root 12 will cancel. So the only thing we have under is minus 2. So in this case now, you can divide 2 to get 1, divide 14 to get 7, then divide 4 to get 2. Now, very carefully, remember that this minus will be dividing the plus that is here and the plus that is here. When you divided the plus that is here, it will give you minus. So we're going to have minus 7 there. When the same minus divides this plus, we also have minus 2 root 12. You can leave the answer like this, you are correct, or you can simplify root 12 further. Bearing in mind that 12 has a factor that is a perfect square, which is 4. So you can go ahead and have minus 7 minus 2 root 4 times 3. Knowing quite well that 4 times 3 is 12 and 4 is a perfect square. So we are going down to minus 7 minus 2 times 2 root 3. That is going to give us minus 7 minus 4 root 3. Please, you don't join together minus 7 and minus 2. It's just like you having minus 7 minus 4x. You know you cannot join this minus 7 and minus 4 because they are not of the same identity. So you leave your answer like this. Minus 7 minus 4 root 3. That is the simplest form of that expression. That question number 27, which is simplify root 6 plus 2 root 2 all over root 6 minus 2 root 2.